Name is Ginny Park.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And I manage and am the director of the Padepokan Seni, which is a public art space. And what we do here is, it's very quite new. It's in the last 2.5 years. This venue was passed on to the family of the late Bagong Kusudiarjo, who passed away in 2004. So in early 2006, the family decided that one way to kind of sustain and to, maintain the legacy and in terms of the physical venue and the assets is to establish a nonprofit entity. And so then I was invited in 2007 to kind of really start from zero and finding ways to how to transform what used to be a former dance school into a public art space. And so I've been kind of together with my colleague Besar Widodo, we've been kind of creating strategic plans, developing programs, and implementing the programs that invites artists, the public, to come to the Padepokan Seni as a meeting place to exchange dialogue and using the arts in a much more holistic meaning and learning from each other. Learning about creativity, learning about humanity and various aspects, and perhaps the strengths that the arts can provide to everyone. So it's not really the art form, but really the larger and contextual function of the arts and the power that it has. So, but of course, in this space, we have established arts groups or arts companies. And so one is called Kuetnika, which is directed by Jaduk Ferianto. And so this is their studio here. And then of course, KLC Bagong Kusudiarjo, and that's the dance company and the dance school. So these are artists who kind of sustains the artistic forms, and then we also have Teater Kandrek, which is a contemporary theater company. So they focus on creating new artwork. But what we do is bring audiences together to kind of really understand, to be able to, in a sense, have and own, in a sense, to further develop and further create. And it doesn't mean that it's only for artists, but that everyone can have those elements. So we find, we try and continue to utilize this place as a place to further one's learning processes. Not so much in the formal sense, but in a very informal sense. And we find that it's has great relevancy and what's the other word? Great benefits for the larger public. Where before, and especially in Indonesian society, they felt like the arts was only for artists, only for people who are so-called creative and very limited. And what we're trying to say is that, no, the arts really belong to everyone. So this is the music studio of Kuetnika in Center. And so this is directed by Jaduk Ferianto. They've created an incredible studio where they could do professional recording. They have all the facilities. Yayasan Bagong Kusudiarjo.
Okay, so Mas Butet.
Yeah.
How are you?
Baik.
Pak John masih keluarga Dr. Yap.
Oh,
Tapi
dari
sekarang yang tinggal di Amerika.
Oh, Dr. Yap sini.
Ya,
Anaknya Dr. Yap?
Bukan, jadi istri dari Dr. Yap adalah kakak papi saya.
Oh,
Ya.
iya.
Jadi by marriage.
Iya, dan sekarang tinggal di Amerika. And you have what? Kabari.
Kabari News,
News.
news.com.
Oh, apa?
Majalah,
Majalah.
majalah Indonesia di Amerika.
Oh, iya, iya.
Ya.
Nah ini kebetulan Mas Butet mau monolog,
Nanti mau
ada
latihan.
latihan.
Oke, so ya saya
Silakan
ya,
jam 7.
jam 7, oke boleh. Jadi ini apa?
So this is the original main studio. It's Dipono apa? Pendopo Diponegoro. And so this is now kind of what we created into the main kind of performance space.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once a month we have public performances here.
Oh,
Theater, music,
Wow, okay.
tari, terbuka untuk umum.
Terbuka untuk umum, oke baik.
Tapi lagi ini menjadi referensi ini itu bagaimana masyarakat bersama dengan seniman belajar bersama. Membongkar apa sih
Yeah.
seninya itu?
To explore.
Explore.
Yeah, to explore their limitation or their unlimitation, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is we are going. Oh, look at this This is durian, huh?
Bukan.
Oh, nangka, huh?
Nangka.
Nangka. Wow, look at this trees.
Oh, you kidding? There's much bigger nangka trees.
Oh,
One way he was able to sustain his artistic work was he was also a very famous and established painter.
oh, so he's
So
also a
he was
painter.
able to sell his work to support his performing arts activities,
Wow.
mostly in dance. 'Cause back then it was quite difficult to
Yes.
kind of try and sustain that. But really his contribution to the learning processes, the education, artistic education for artists and also for non-artists was very progressive at the time.
I see.
This was established in 1978.
1978.
And it
So it used to
kind
be,
of-
well, this is the boarding room for all the
it was
students,
like very
right?
simple wisma,
Uh-huh.
and they had other boarding areas.
I see.
And it started like this little bamboo, and it
A little bamboo.
yeah,
Okay.
little bamboo huts, and slowly, just kind of build things around him. This used to be his home, which is now
Mr. Bagong's home.
yeah. Bring in.
Bring in.
I think in English we call this a banyan tree. Is that correct?
I don't know, but it's big.
And then this is another studio, more like an amphitheater style.
Oh yeah.
And so we've done
What's this here?
Australia. Now this originally was what they had, the Daporomum, which was a house. And then in 2006, we had an earthquake.
Yeah.
And it was heavily damaged. And so it was empty. We couldn't utilize it. So we finally were able to get the support from the local government. So we thought it would just be best utilized to tear it down and open this space up. I think because it was privately owned, just kind of slowly built buildings left or right. But in terms of some kind of planning, wasn't really well planned out. So it made everything very kind of closed up, and we couldn't really maximize the natural assets surrounding us. So we felt that it would be more feasible to just tear down the original building and make it into a plaza.
Yeah, that looks very nice. And make it an
Yeah.
open space.
An open space.
Right?
So this is the newest edition. Still in progress.
That's very good.
Yeah. And because we're right next to the river.
Right next to the river.
Yeah, and it just was such a shame not to be able to
Open it up, yeah.
Yeah, open it up.
Right? And you got even a sumur.
Yeah. Well, we decided to just keep it there. The
Perfect.
architect said, it's just a wonderful visual element. So I think Mas Jadit might do something interesting, some kind of installation.
Okay.